Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Nomad webinar as we present to you 6 essential elements for a successful B2B e-commerce website. My name is Jennifer Beasley, and I'm the Opportunity Specialist here at Nomad. I'm extremely excited to share these ever so important tips with you as you help your clients either begin or continue on their e-commerce customer journey. So before we get started, I wanted to just let you know over on the right-hand side of your screen, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to go ahead and ask those. We cannot hear you, but you can hear us. So we will answer those questions either later or get back to you in email form. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started, I'd like to give a quick history of who Nomad e-commerce is. Nomad has been in business for over 20 years, crafting websites. We are located in O'Fallon, Illinois, which is a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri. Our president and founder, Tori Trebo, founded the solution in 2009 when he was running a manufacturing company. He noticed that with around 500 different products or so, clients were always needing updates and were constantly calling. They would have questions such as, what is the price for this item? Or what's the availability for this product? These questions were getting asked quite frequently, and staff was constantly on the phone giving updates. They needed an easier solution, and essentially this is how Nomad was born. Tori wanted a solution that would help grow sales, but also something that was easy to maintain and easy for non-technical people to understand. He wanted something that was configurable and efficient enough to get up and running quickly and could meet the needs of most businesses. Now, although we are an e-commerce platform, he wanted the SysPro businesses to know a little bit more about the other added features that we do besides the integration with SysPro. We are super fans of the SysPro community, and our hopes are to help most companies reach their business goals with their e-commerce website. We have Ralph Quebec on the phone today as well. He would like to say a few words about Nomad and the solution as well. Ralph?
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you, and appreciate everyone joining. I've talked to many of you, and as you know, I have a relationship with Tori and Nomad in a couple different ways. And I would say that the purpose of putting this session together really goes back to a few of the comments that Jennifer made in the beginning. In that Tori, who I've known a long time, with when he was using a product that started with M and not S. That the whole idea of this was, as Jennifer alluded to, really deal with customer service, right? A way to have people look at orders, look at status, get information without having to call a person. And as I've kind of been in the SysPro world for a little bit, I had begun to think of Nomad as an e-commerce solution, but yet when I look at the SysPro landscape, primarily most entities are B2B, and I think there's a lack of a good, powerful offering from a customer portal. So after I left SysPro, I kind of stepped back and started working with Tori, and then saying, wait a minute, if we just kind of change the pyramid upside down in terms of the focus of everything that Nomad does, and really go back to its roots, saying, wait, we need a portal so that we can interact with customers. We then need to have on that portal an easy way for them to get reports and forms and other things off that. And then lastly, the importance of managing a catalog in conjunction with their ERP system are all critical elements that I think a lot of SysPro users might need. And really the focus, therefore, of Jennifer in this conversation is to alert you of that core piece of Nomad, how Nomad started, why it started, so that if there are customers out there that need e-business, if I could use that term, versus e-commerce, you know there's a solution to go to and build upon, and then eventually turn it into an e-commerce site. So that's kind of what I've been kind of coaching and working with Jennifer and Tori and other people at Nomad about, to really let you know the underpinnings and how this is really an e-business system, portal-based, catalog-based, that could then be extended into e-commerce. So with that, Jennifer, you can continue.
Thanks, Ralph. And exactly what he said, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the other features that we do besides just the integration and the e-commerce part of the business. So let's get into the 6 essential elements of a successful B2B website. First, we'll go over the importance of a customer portal for your online business. We'll talk about custom reports and how it's becoming increasingly popular to have available for clients and how this could be a deal breaker for their business. We'll move into the catalog management portion where we'll talk about products and parts and why it's critical that your clients need to have an up-to-date catalog on their site. And moving along, we'll chat about pricing and discounts, as this is a big key element for manufacturers and distributors, since price can be such a sensitive subject to their businesses. And then we'll round out the presentation with SEO marketing and adaptive website design. So to get started, we'll first talk about customer portal. Imagine sharing account-specific information with your customers on a safe and secure private website that enables businesses to access invoices, product information, pricing, content, and much more. A customer portal is an important piece of the e-commerce puzzle. Your customers will be able to save money, time, and headaches with the convenience of having just one place to store it all. With an online customer portal, your customers can view and pay open invoices, open real-time account data, see order receipts, order status, item availability, track shipments, view, change or update addresses, change password, chat with an online support, and of course, see order history. So keep in mind, having an online customer portal doesn't necessarily mean that your clients need to be able to sell items to have one online. A lot of B2B companies need the customer portal for housing all of that important information and having it easily accessible and customer specific for viewing purposes. A lot of businesses also require login only sites, or they do request a quote, which is becoming more and more popular. So having the customer portal is extremely important for anybody's business, so whether you sell directly online or not. According to Blender.com, millennial B2B buyers cited internet search and vendors' website as their top 2 means of researching products and services. So what does this tell us? The demand for easier, faster, more accurate information is on the rise and expected with the business-to-business websites. It's important to nurture your current clients with the self-servicing feature within the portal and then surprise new clients with an amazing, easy-to-use hub. Your customers will demand for quick answers and a way to access all information at their fingertips when they need it. So having that portal can really solve those critical customer service issues that your clients may have. They'll be able to reduce time spent on the phone, answering basic questions about orders. The B2B experience is one that until recently wasn't so online friendly. There were, and for many companies still are, many steps that need to be taken to purchase an item online or to figure out logistics of a large order for particular manufacturers and distributors. This is where the importance of self-servicing comes into play with a customer portal. When we think of a successful e-commerce experience, we most likely think of Amazon. They've made it easy to search for products, complete transactions, and avoid in-person meetings with a sales rep. This e-commerce model is what the B2B markets now expect when it comes to the buying experience, even from small to mid-size companies. The self-servicing gives the buyer freedom. They can access all information 24/7. They can look, order items. They can grab a model number or price, look up order history, reorder items with a previous order with a click of a button, track orders and shipments, view discounts, and upload Excel files with product and model numbers, which is something we'll see in more detail in just a few short minutes. So request a quote is becoming more and more popular with manufacturers and distributors who are selling items online that may need a more detailed conversation with a sales rep, or a more in-depth conversation needs to be had when it comes to pricing and quantity before placing the order. So even though some companies may not sell online directly, they still need that place to house all of their important details for customers to see and then later have a discussion. The customer reorder button is a really cool feature that we're seeing more and more of. This allows customers to easily create another order without actually having to go in and add products to a product page. This will save them in the end tons of time and energy. It gives the customer that self-servicing feature that they need or want for their online business. A lot of manufacturers and distributors have customers or clients that come back either monthly, bi-monthly, and they order the same thing. So, having that portal where you can go in and find an order and then click the little green button that says, I want to reorder this right now, that can save tons of time, and it's a cool feature to have. Another self-servicing tool is the product quick add on your checkout page. For manufacturers and distributors, this feature is perfect for typing in the model number, SKU, or simply the name to quickly allow your customers to add to their order without having to step away from their cart. Having your customers abandon their cart online to find an additional item could result in the customer not making the sale or prolonging the sale altogether. So with the right e-commerce provider who can easily add that onto your checkout page, that saves tons of time, and could increase your client's revenue. And here we have a short video. This is all about our import order button. And this is a feature. So when you're on a web page, you're going to scroll down and you're going to find the product quick add. And when you click on that, you're going to have the product quick add, and next to that you have two buttons, add and import order. And this is really cool too for the manufacturers and distributors who have tons of products that they want to order at once. So if you click, or if you hover over the little question mark, you can see what this button will do. You can add stock codes to the first column, you can add quantities to the second column, you can save the file as a .csv, or you can simply import a file from your desktop or from your database. So if we go ahead and do that, we can scroll over and we can click import order, and you go ahead and find that Excel file and hit open, and then you would click add. And what happens here is that all of your orders are going to pop up in your cart, and this is amazing because it'll show you what's available, what's not available. It'll show you the picture, the description, the part number, the quantity, the price for that, whether or not it's in stock. So this is great for manufacturers and distributors who may already have all of that in an Excel spreadsheet ready to go, and all they have to do is upload it to the buyer's site, and then they can order from there. Another handy tool is that they can actually tell you if that item is not in their catalog anymore. So it's kind of a neat feature. That's a short video that we wanted you to see if you wanted to offer that to any of your clients needing something like that. Great, so next up we have custom reports. When it comes to...
And this is rough. I think, again, kind of going to this whole aspect of this being an e-commerce platform and self-service, probably more important today than ever before. This is just some of the examples of, again, turning off the e-commerce capabilities of Nomad that I don't want to, downplay at all. This is the type of information that using Nomad you could begin to provide to customers. And again, the whole idea of making this a self-service portal. So,
absolutely. Sure. So when it comes to custom reports, we know this. No two clients have the exact same needs when it comes to e-commerce reporting. There are a lot of unseen or unheard of reports that are being automated every day by different companies. So how does a company know if their e-commerce provider can provide such a detailed automated report for their customers? Well, sometimes they just have to ask or, be directed in the right, direction. And it's important that your e-commerce provider has that experience in doing these custom reports. As we see a rise in data customization, we also see a need for providing an easy way to do it. Custom reporting doesn't have a defined definition per se. It can simply be anything that you need at the moment that contains data. Data contained in your SysPro ERP comes with a plethora of ideas and could easily convenience your clients. So Whether you need state tax data sent to your clients on a monthly basis or product consumption data automatically produced for the client on a quarterly basis for auditing purposes, custom reporting can cover that. So for this specific element, we'll give a detailed example of what a custom automated report can look like for your clients, and most likely make everybody just a tad bit hungry because it's pizza. So a large cheese distributor, it's a company called Nardone Bros, is selling mozzarella cheese along with other cheeses to thousands of school districts for pizzas made at the school for lunches. The issue that this company was having was that they didn't have any kind of custom reporting, and they needed a way to keep track of all the cheese consumed in thousands of schools to provide a detailed report every month for each school so that the head of each school department could view and monitor product consumption and to know how much to order for the next month and to view open invoices. Without hundreds of employees keeping track of thousands of schools and their orders, this kind of reporting just didn't happen. So with the right automated reporting, the data can be pulled through the SysPro ERP and a generated monthly report of consumed cheese, price, tax info, school district invoices, and money to be paid, customer information, product descriptions, product numbers, and discounts. They can all be applied and simply viewed by the customer just by logging on to the website, signing in, and clicking on that particular document. So not only does this data work, but you should be able to work with your e-commerce provider on the look and feel of the report. So customized colors, backgrounds, fonts, logos, placements, values, calculations, whatever data you have that you want to customize. It's your report to brand as a way that you can present it to the client. So for this particular company, they wanted, the gray background. They wanted these key features at the front, beginning balance, corrections, receipts, adjustments, transfers, and then in bold, they wanted red new balance so that, the company, logging on could see that right away. So after seeing these reports, you probably thought, I didn't realize that an e-commerce provider could do something like that. So it's amazing with a little data, what we can do with that. So next up, we have catalog management. Generally speaking, a product catalog provides customers or potential customers detailed information of product functionalities, pricing, and descriptions that can be found on multi-channel outlets, including one's website. Having a catalog management system refers to your e-commerce platform using their key tools in the software to keep up with the maintenance of product information in a structured and organized manner to help customers as well as channel partners understand product benefits. Now, there are many ways to display a product catalog. Paper catalogs, for example, they're expensive to produce and send out, and they're old and out of date. Same thing for PDFs. They're starting to become a thing of the past. They're hard to read, and not to mention the average consumer doesn't want to take the time to go an extra click to download or sign up and receive the catalog days later to get lost in their inbox. A popular and genuine B2B solution allows customers to digitally interact with the catalog online. So by placing all products online with a detailed product page for each, you're allowing customers to explore all aspects of that product. Go a step further by customizing your page views with the appropriate permissions applied. So when a customer logs in, they only see what they're allowed to see. Having a solution that helps you control which products different buyers can see and purchase will help streamline the purchasing process for all. Choose what you want with account-specific product catalog views. Make your website and catalog as friendly as you want, but the idea here is that you have full control over what your customers can see or not see. Also, having the ability to manage one master catalog among multiple sites without having to duplicate it across the board could save you loads of time and money and also help with brand management. So if you have clients that just want to get their catalog online, they may not realize that an e-commerce provider could do that. Part of a well-developed online catalog is having your website up to date with properly sorted and categorized products. For your customers to be able to browse easily, you need to offer a filter option. Filtering while you search is definitely not a new trend, but it's becoming more and more of the norm for online sales. So this means if you aren't doing it now, then you're already behind. But just creating the filter isn't enough. Tagging your products systematically on the back end and doing it from the customer's perspective could be the magical trick to getting more customers to your site and then making that sale. The quicker a customer can find the item they're looking for and purchase it, the easier it is for them to come back as a returning customer with positive reviews, which all in all is what we want. So here's a quick video. This is a company called JR Merit Controls, and they have a ton of products. And so they had to be really, really good with their catalog mapping. So if we go up to products here and we click on the first subcategory, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, we have the filtering option. So if we click on the first one, chair system compatibility, we'll just click on the first one there. You can see that the items get filtered down even further. And then if we click on part type, we'll just click headrest. You'll see it goes down, filtering even further. And then upholstery, we'll click on vinyl. And you have your product that you're looking for, and you can log in to see pricing. So that's a quick example of filtering. Super basic, people have seen it before, but it's got a lot to do on the back end of mapping that out correctly. Mapping your catalog management process or assigning SKUs is a critical step. SKU stands for stock keeping unit, and generally speaking, an SKU is just an alphanumeric identification code of products that you put online. The SKU is great for inventory tracking with items that vary in size, color, etc. It also helps with invoices to keep those accurate and up to date. And while SKUs are important from an organizational standpoint, customers love them because of the added feature of suggested, related, or alternative products. So imagine the last time you bought something online. Did your online experience include other suggested items at the bottom of the screen during checkout? Most likely. This is becoming increasingly popular and customers are eating it up with the additional purchases. But what about the B2B market? Is this still an important element to have when selling to other businesses? Of course, businesses need to see their options as well. Lower prices, different colors, parts that could go with that product. Even a change in product altogether could be a demand on their end from their own customers. So here we have a quick little video of a product page and then showing the back end of that product page with the related products. Again, JR Merit Controls, you can see the product page here for the 12 mm detent roller. You can scroll down, you have the login to see pricing, and at the bottom of the page, you have the related products. So you can see detent arm, detent wheel, heavy detent spring. So those are there at the bottom. And if you go back to the back end of their website, you can see where they set it all up. So they have their product page, they have the meta title, the meta description, but more importantly at the top here, these tabs under relations, this is where they house their related products. It's as easy as just adding it in onto that particular product page. So having that e-commerce provider that can easily do something like that and customize it any way they want per product is a huge deal. Okay, great. We are moving on to pricing and discounts, which is another key element for online B2B businesses. Many manufacturers and distributors now expect the custom pricing functionality as there is a high demand for customer-specific pricing. And while every customer has its unique way of handling pricing and discounts, finding that right e-commerce platform that allows you to easily customize your pricing and offer personalized promotions could be a deal breaker for companies who have a sensitive pricing structure. So when customers come and they log in to their site and they see prices that are related to just them and their business, it makes the entire process easier for all. There are numerous ways to set up custom discounts. One way is a certain percentage off related to specific customers or customer groups. So this means you would just simply set up groups in the back end of your e-commerce platform and discount the percentage that you want. So for example, you want it 10% off for customers that are within a specific group, and then the permissions are applied to just them. Customers love a good discount. It's a great strategic marketing tactic. So having this functionality so easily at your fingertips, it's a great and easy element that customers, that you can tell your clients about, and you know, it'll bring their clients back again and again with this marketing tactic. And it's important to note too that specific pricing tables and discounts should be carried over from your SysPro ERP. However, the site should be able to address specific e-commerce pricing rules and expand upon the pricing capabilities of the core ERP product. Everyone is looking for a deal these days, and buying in larger quantities, which we're seeing right now, of products has become a trend that we see everywhere. From Sam's Club to Costco, companies who sell in bulk are in business and doing well because people are increasingly wanting more of everything and at a good deal. The same situation applies for the online market. So to please our eager buyers, e-commerce platforms have figured out a way to set up customer quantity breaks that can be applied to online customers who buy in bulk. Quantity discounts are automatically synced with your SysPro ERP for consistent pricing without the need for manual entry. Quantity breaks easily create different pricing tiers for products based on the quantity a customer buys. So whether it's a group of products or just a single product, you can set up certain pricing discounts tailored to your needs within the business. And something else I wanted to quickly add in is letting your customers have that full control over who can see pricing. A lot of companies don't need to showcase their prices right off the bat. Some do. Some companies want to leave it up to their customers to filter this out. So giving the customers the control with the hide the price button is a cool and upcoming feature in the manufacturing and distributing businesses. So imagine you're on a business trip and you're showing off a nice new product to one of your clients, or you're conducting a meeting over a screen share, kind of like how we're doing now, but you don't want to necessarily show the price. You want to show everything else but the price, the picture, the description, the dimensions. So you can easily hit this button. And if we hit it right now, you can see the price goes away. So it's something that you can give that control to your clients to have. Great. So the next element I'd like to discuss is SEO marketing. SEO stands for search engine optimization, and according to bigecommerce.com, SEO is the scientific art of optimizing your website around specific keywords in order to rank higher in search results such as Google. Basically, the traffic to your website will be driven by the setup you've configured from SEO on the back end. Having readily available business experts to help you with your online business by identifying the key strategies right for you, such as on-page SEO, is essential in getting started. And also having those business experts who can point you in the right direction with SEO and how to manage it is critical. So I really like this quote I wanted to share with you. It says, you can't just open up a website and expect people to flood in. If you really want to succeed, you have to create traffic. Joel Anderson, Walmart CEO. And I think that that's it's a quote that I like because it's very real. You can't just open up a website and expect people to come. You really do have to work at it, especially with the SEO part. So for example, on-page SEO is keyword optimization and meta tags and content. So with the right content management system, you can easily display meta descriptions, titles, and content in an easy and organized hub. Meta tags are essentially just little sections of up to 160 characters of content descriptors that help tell the search engines what a page is about. So a well-written meta description can really stimulate your audience and stimulate the interest in a particular page. It's an easy feature, but you would be surprised at how many websites out there are missing this important content. So you may not see this particular content on your page, but it's a feature that helps users know if they want to actually click on your page or not. So like your page content, meta description should be optimized to match what the user will read on the page. And another large issue that we see with e-commerce sites is slow page speed. This can actually make or break the user experience for the buyer. So if your pages are running slow and your site doesn't load quickly, your users will go elsewhere. This is key. This is a key usability factor for Google and your SEO rankings. So according to a 2018 research by Google, 53% of mobile users will leave a site that takes longer than 3 seconds to load, just 3. So an e-commerce provider should be able to put this issue high up on their list of items that need to be working properly on your site and keeping a close eye on that page speed. All right, great. We have come to the last element today, which is adaptive website design. So while there are loads of B2B e-commerce sites that focus on lead generation, it's much harder to find striking B2B companies that have the right balance of both functionality and design. As manufacturers and distributors are getting more modernized, it's important that your e-commerce provider has a design and creative team with years of experience to help with common design issues for their sites. So part of having an adaptive website is keeping up with the latest trends in website design. One key element I'd like to discuss here is dynamic content. Dynamic content is essentially a form of animation that happens when you scroll down with your mouse or hover over an item to reveal more information. Animations that happen when you hover, like what you're seeing now on your screen, play an important part of the site. As you hover over, quick tidbits of information are prompted, allowing the customer to read a little bit more without having to leave the page or go a click further to see more. These actions will actually excite your customer, and it stimulates their brain and makes them want to know more. Getting your customers to either click on these items or generate, a huge interest enough to pick up the phone and make a phone call. These animations are not easy to do from a design aspect. So having this type of feature on your site, it's also a sign of status. It's cool and modern to have these features on your site, and customers of the clients will definitely pick up and notice that. So another key design element we'll talk about is parallax scrolling. Parallax scrolling is an effect that uses multiple backgrounds which move at different speeds, creating a sensation of depth or a moving 3D image. This feature isn't new by any means, as it's been used in video games for years, but it is new to the web design world. And more web designers are using this creative way to show off images and products and to interact with customers on the site. While the parallax effect is visually pleasing, a lot of manufacturers and distributors tend to steer clear of any heavy design work on their site. And this is because most of the work resides within the deep back end of their site, making sure items, prices, and products transfer over from their SysPro ERP. So without the worry and the time spent on that particular aspect of their e-commerce site, they can now freely give a little bit more focus to the design elements on their site. And another common design issue for most online businesses is the view the customers see when first logging in into the site. Your site needs to be optimized for mobile devices, so interactions that happen on desktop should happen on mobile devices as well. Having a fluid design on your site is key. Fluid design, or liquid design, has the width specified as a percentage. It is based on relative units and proportional widths, making the pages scalable and adjustable to various screens. So you can see here with this short video that the pages are being minimized and maximized, pulled over and scrunched back over. All the features are all adjusted automatically without leaving anything out, and it still looks visually pleasing. So having an e-commerce web provider who can do this tiny but huge advantage for your site can help with many issues when it comes to customer service, as your clients won't miss anything no matter what size the site is pulled up on. And the final design aspect that we'll chat about today is the navigational structure of a site. Navigation can either be super simple or complex based on the products or parts that your clients are selling or putting up to view. Add in the complexity of logged in users versus non-logged in users, you may have many hours ahead of you trying to figure out which click leads to what, depending on who's logged in. But with a well-provided and spelled out content management system, you should be able to organize your products and parts with ease on the back end. So having menus on your site that contain category pages, product pages, system pages, content pages, this is all critical to keep it all together. So what you're seeing on your screen, this is a company called Excelta, and they have a ton of products, very small, tiny products. And as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, there is wonderful mapping and organization and navigational structure. So you can see a ton of different subcategories, categories. When you click on a product page, it has other multiple products, and it has all the detail within those pages. So unit price, more information, the shape of the item, the tip size. So having all of that easily accessible to your customers is huge, and having that navigational structure mapped out, and having an e-commerce provider be able to work with your clients on that and have that experience is a big deal. So that wraps up our webinar today. Again, it was a pleasure giving the webinar today.
Jennifer, I don't see any questions coming through on my screen. Did you get any questions?
Let's see, do we have any questions here? Nope, I don't see any questions.
Okay, before you conclude, I hope we have, again, on my behalf of being involved with Nomad, I do appreciate, everyone joining, particularly in this day and age when things are going to change. Hopefully, what you saw was a tool that could provide your end users a lot of information, even if they don't have to transact business in e-commerce nature, which many of you in the past have seen in terms of what Nomad does. So again, I appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you, and Jennifer, to you to wrap up.
Thank you. Thanks, Ralph. And yes, thanks for everybody for attending. I do see we had one question that came through, and we will go ahead and get back to you on that. Okay, good. We see more questions coming through, which is good. We will leave this open for people to ask. If they are a little bit more of the technical side of the questions, we will have our technical team answer those and get back to you either today or tomorrow. So
yeah, Jennifer, I don't see any of the questions. So
we have SQL required. That's one of the questions.
The answer to that one is yes.
Yes. So that's there we go. Can the customer portal piece be standalone from the e-commerce?
Here's my view, and this is the relationship that I've had with Tori for a long time. Clearly, in a perfect world, it's one the same. But part of this conversation that we're taking place is, people who have large investment in Magento, Shopify, etc. So would it be possible to implement Nomad as your e-business solution, and then continue to use some other third-party provider for your e-commerce? The answer is yes. Again, because that can happen. Clearly Nomad would like to see what could be done, but again, if there's a lot of investment with a third-party product and you're sitting around saying, what could I do to my SysPro users to provide any business solution for customer service, customer support, looking at forms and reports, displaying my catalog? The answer is yes. There's ways to put that together.
Perfect. We have another question that came through. It says, how long is a typical timeline for the project? And I can answer that one. For the majority of the projects, depending on what is required. From what I've seen working in the business with Nomad, it's typically around 16 weeks. Again, we would have to have a personalized demo for the particular client to really nail that timeline down, but I would say 16 weeks.
Yeah, I would just add that I think the paradigm, though, is that is what I've seen with the Nomad projects that are focused in on e-commerce, particularly the catalog piece, right? To build a catalog. There's some customers that have to start taking pictures. I would say in this day and age, and if someone was just interested in implementing the portal piece, then I think that process could be much, much, much shorter because then all we need to implement is the portal aspects of this, all the mapping and everything to get orders and forms and data on those screens is there. So I think if there's a situation of someone just wanting the portal capability first and then worrying about kind of the catalog management, it could be a lot less time.
Yes, I definitely agree. So we had another question come through. It says, what tables from SysPro are in the portal and e-commerce? Is there documents showing the integration between ERP and Nomad? Ralph, do you know the answer to that one?
The answer is yes, but the technical group can provide those.
Okay, we'll get back to you on that one. Great, so we'll leave this open. If anybody has any more questions, to ask away, and we will go ahead and send those answers out to you as soon as possible. We will also send you the recording of this as well, so you'll be able to look back on anything. And oh, we have another question coming through. And is it integrated to SysPro?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Nomad many years ago did create all the appropriate integrations to work with SysPro. Some of the customers that Jennifer showed were our SysPro sites. So there's a number of SysPro sites that Nomad works at. Again, that's why if you separate the implementation between two things, if someone was strictly focused in on the portal piece, all the views, all the interactions are done. So there is nothing to be done, other than do the implementation and connect all the data pieces, versus someone who needs to get a catalog and pictures. So.
Perfect. Okay, great. I don't see any more questions coming through, so we'll go ahead and end this recording. And if you think about something, later on today, feel free to shoot me an email. My email is jbeasley@sniperdyne.com, and we will definitely get back to you. Oh, we have one more come through. Can you provide a few Nomad e-commerce sites that are using SysPro ERP so we can take a look? Absolutely. When I send out my email today, we will give you a list of sites that are SysPro, and you can look at those and see, which sites you think would help out a certain client if you're working with somebody right now. So yes, we will definitely provide those sites for you.
And I believe it's probably been somewhere, Nomad probably created its relationship somewhere in the area of about 5 to 6 years ago. So I remember the day that we engaged Tori to but adopt another product from another ERP solution. I think that's been 5 or 6 years. So there's a lot of prominent sites that will be on the list that Jennifer provides.
Okay, and Ralph, we have another one that came through. It says, if a customer decides to switch their e-commerce site to Nomad, can you transfer data easily?
Yes. Again, think of this, I'm going to say yes, right? The answer is, think of this being a SQL database open platform. So as long as we could easily, or you could easily get the information out of the existing system, it could be pushed into ours.
Perfect. Okay, great. Like I said, we will go ahead and end the webinar now, but if you have any other questions, please reach out to me and we would be more than welcome, or more than eager to get back to you and answer those questions for you. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for the time. Everyone be safe.
Yes, everybody stay healthy. We are all in this together.
Thank you.
Thank you.